ladies, welcome to mediation. I'm Claire, I'll be your mediator, and you're on?
I'm Emily.
I'm Cassie.
Perfect. Okay, so let me give a little background about myself before we talk about mediation. I attended undergrad at Yale, and then I proceeded on to Harvard for my law degree. I've been doing mediation for 8 years and have dealt with hundreds of cases similar to yours and other things like divorce and job conflicts. And I'll give you a little background about mediation because I'm assuming neither of you have been to a mediation before, being so young. And yeah, so mediation is a negotiation between two people or larger or big party with the assistance of a neutral party, being me, the mediator. And mediation is brought here today so you can come here with a cheaper, more fast and way to keep your relationship with each other instead of taking it to court where it could get messy and your friendship could be lost. Everything today you guys say will be confidential. Nothing will come out of this room from me, and I'm sure you guys will hold that too. And also, I'm going to talk about a caucus real quick, just to give a background in case it happens. A caucus is when things get a little out of control and rules are broken and so we just need time to cool off and take a break, and I'll talk to each of you individually. During the caucus, everything is between me and you. So like if we had a caucus, it would just be between the two of us. She wouldn't know anything unless you say you want to bring it back to the mediation session. I can bring it back or you can bring it back, whatever you prefer. So that being said, yeah, you're confidential in the caucus if you want to and here. I'm also not going to be taking anyone's side, or I won't be giving my opinion because I don't want to influence or become involved in the conflict. That would be not a third party, neutral party. Okay, so Emily, I think you brought this to mediation today, so I would just like to have you start with your opening statement and then Kelsey will continue. But before we do that, you guys are going to make rules that you need to obey. Some rules that are typically used are like respect and no interrupting and stuff like that. So what would you guys like to make a list about?
I think no interrupting is a good one. Maybe no like foul words, like you can't swear at each other, yell at each other, make it hostile in any way.
No physical aggression. I mean, in other we tend to get mean.
Anything else? Respect.
Yeah. I just no. You can't bring up things that don't apply to our argument. Like you can't just start throwing things at me that don't make any sense to what the argument's about. Other than that,
And that will become more prevalent on the agenda when we talk about what we'll go through and handle first. So is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So Emily, it's your turn. You're going to start with your opening statement, and after you give yours, Kelsey will give hers. And let me remind you, no interrupting, so during this you can't say anything or any gestures that insinuate that was wrong. So your turn, Emily.
Okay, well, the first thing that I've been really upset about lately has been me dealing with everyone bullying me on the tennis court, off the tennis court, in the room, outside of the room. So, with that being said, I've caught you talk about me behind my back, you and the tennis girls, as I'm talking to my parents after matches or before, and I can tell because you look at me, laugh, look away, and talk to the group. I also feel like you never include me in anything. I always see you guys out, going to get lunch, and I'm there alone, and no one would even invite me to lunch. I also have noticed that there has been a group message that I'm not even a part of. I was sitting next to you at one of the tennis games and tennis matches, and I looked down at your phone and I asked you who the group was, and you said pretty much all the tennis girls except for me, and that kind of hurt because I just don't feel like I belong with the team anymore. Another thing that really upsets me is I've noticed you've been using my utensils and everything in the room without asking. I can tell because my coffee maker broke, and I know I didn't break it, I'm just saying. I've also noticed that you'll use my microwave without asking and put all your things in my refrigerator without asking me, and like, obviously I'd let you, but I would like some communication with that. One of the major things that really irks me is that you always have your boyfriend over. Like, anytime you're not sleeping, you have your boyfriend over, and he creeps me out, to be honest. He's mean to me. He makes me feel uncomfortable in my own room, not yours, not his. Sorry, it's yours, I know. I always, every time he's over, I feel like I have to go in the hallway. You know, it should be you guys in the hallway or something, because it's my room as well as yours, and he's really creepy. You're also pretty unorganized and messy. I always try to clean my side, but it just bothers me that your side's clothes everywhere, makeup everywhere, shoes everywhere, crumbs everywhere. I don't even know what your bed has in it. Can't even see it. No offense. But I mean, I just like things tidier. Like I don't know, I wouldn't be that unorganized. But I mean, if you want to, that's cool. It's just, it really bothers me, and should we try to tidy up just a little bit? That'd be great. Yeah. The last thing is that we're clearly on different schedules, and it really upsets me that when I am trying to study or basically study, or that's all I do basically, but every time I am in the room I can't because the lights are off, because you're napping, because you sleep all the time, so that really upsets me as well.
Concludes your statement?
That concludes my statement.
Okay, well, I'd like to start with the schedule difference. I don't think that my schedule is difficult to follow. I honestly think yours is. I understand that you're really health oriented, like I get that. I get that you worked really hard, like to get where you are and to like lose the weight and everything, and I totally understand that and I respect that. But the fact that you get up at 6:30 in the morning every morning to work out, and then you use the microwave at 6:30 in the morning and it wakes me up just because you want to make your oatmeal, and the fact that you'll be asleep at 9:30, like I can't do that. It's physically impossible. I need to study like then. I'm a night owl, and I think you know that, and I don't understand why you need to go to sleep that early. Like I would understand like 11 is a definite like easy time, like that we could both function with. Like I could leave the room at 11 if like that was the case, but 9:30 is way too early. I would still need to shower. I still have things to do that early, like in the night. And the fact that I can't sleep in past 6:30 in the morning because the microwave will go off and I'll be awake because you don't try to be quiet in the morning at all. Like you act like it's like a normal time to be awake at 6:30, like it's not. So that really affects me because I'm doing a lot too. Like I understand that you study a lot, but I also study a lot just at different times than you. Like you think that I don't study because I nap during the day, but that's because I study when you're asleep at 9:30 at night. So I struggle with that, and another thing is that I'm really busy. I have work, I have school, I have tennis. Like I am really tired. Like I do like to nap, but I've also told you multiple times that I am a really heavy sleeper. So if you wanted to turn the light on, you're the one that feels uncomfortable with that. So if that's a problem with you, like you need to get over the fact that I'm asleep. Like you can be quiet if you just aren't like very loud. I'll be fine. You can turn the light on. I've told you that, but you are the one that feels comfortable with that. So that's something that you need to fix. Like I can't not nap during the day because I have to go to sleep late because that's like my sleeping schedule, and then you wake me up at 6:30 in the morning. So I don't really get much sleep. So I need to nap throughout the day. Otherwise, I won't be able to function with all the other activities I'm in. And I feel like the biggest issue I have with you is the fact that you accuse me of being a bully. And I think I can speak for the entire tennis team that it actually offends all of us that you would claim that we're the type of like people to bully someone. I think that all of us are great people, and the problem is, this sounds rude, but it's not. We all get along, and you're the one that alienates yourself away from the rest of us. Like we all we're all friends, and like the reason that we have these group texts and we do things together is because we're friends, and like we've built this relationship, and you've never attempted to express yourself enough to be in the relationship with the rest of us. You never want to do anything we do. We started preseason. In preseason, we spent all of our time together. Like, there was a great opportunity for you to join the team. Like, I'm the same age as you. They were all brand new to me too. And I understand that it was hard, especially in the beginning of the year, to make friends, but you put no effort in. The rest of us are all friends with everybody. The entire team is really close, and you're the one that's left out. So I don't think that you can put that on us, and I don't think that you can claim that we're bullies, because the reason that all of this started, that like we would leave you out of things and that we would like say things about you, wasn't because we would be saying it about you, is we would be saying it about the things that you and your mother would do towards us. Because we have found there's been multiple times that we have caught you saying things about all of us, and there's a difference between you saying something about us, like if you were talking to a friend and like you said it about one of us, like if we got in a fight or something, or if we were even friends and you said something about us. You're talking to your mother who has no idea who we are, and she's saying all these negative things about us, and you're agreeing and you're telling her everything that we do. Like, I'm in
I
college.
don't need to not trying to interrupt or anything, but we did for the rules.
Okay.
It has to apply, and her mom isn't here today or in this issue, and I understand that that's a big issue, and that can be dealt with maybe on a different
Okay.
issue or something.
No, I apologize. It felt like it applied, but I understand it. Okay. To the main point of that, we don't bully you. You left yourself out. That's not on us. You can't blame us. And we do not talk about you any more than you talk about us. So if you want to be friends with us, then put in the effort. And to be honest, the fact that you aren't friends with the entire team, and those are my best friends, it really actually is really hard for me, because you're my roommate. Like, I thought we were going to be really close, and you put no effort into being my friend. You put no effort into being any of my friends' friends. So now it's an awkward situation for me too, and that's why we don't get along, and that's why we don't hang out, or like we both can't be in the room, because we're not friends, because you never put any effort into being friends with me. So I think the bullying thing, I don't even think should be an issue, because it's not true, and I don't enjoy that you say that about me. So that actually really upsets me, honestly probably more than it upsets you, because we don't actually bully you, and you're actually bullying us by saying that we're like these horrible people who like bully you. So that's all I have to say about that. But and okay, you never said anything. You brought all the stuff to school. You brought the refrigerator, the microwave. We had talked about it, like, what do you want to bring, what do I want to bring, and you were like, oh, I have all this stuff, I can just bring it. And I was like, okay, because I assumed that meant that I could use it and we were sharing it. That's why I thought I didn't need to specifically be like, hey, can I put this water in the fridge? I thought it was our fridge, I thought we were sharing it. So I didn't know that I had to ask permission every time I wanted to put something in the fridge that I thought was something that we shared. So if that's what you want, if I have to communicate every time that if I have to communicate every time that I want to put something in the fridge, I will. Like, that's fine. If I can't use the microwave without asking you, fine. But I should just bring my own, because I can't be spending that much time.
Say something or no?
No, I'm not done. And the boyfriend situation, I think it's off topic for you to be saying things that you find my boyfriend creepy. Like, he's also not here, so I don't think that applies, and I think that she shouldn't be allowed to say anything negative towards my boyfriend, because he's not here to defend himself, and the fact that you have no proof for any of that is actually really upsetting to me, so please don't bring him into it anymore. But the fact is, if you don't want us in there at specific times, then we should figure out a schedule or something that I can have him over, because it's also my room, it's both of our rooms. If you wanted to have people over, like, I would allow it. It's not my fault you don't have anyone over. Like, that is on you. So if you want to have people over, we could split up days. Like, half the days I get the room with me and my boyfriend, or whoever I want to hang out with, and you get the room with whoever you hang out with. And then at least you can't get mad that my boyfriend's there. I don't have him sleep over. I never kick you out of the room. You just feel uncomfortable and leave because you don't want to talk to him or be friends with him for whatever reason. So I can work around that, but I didn't know that it was such a big issue. I just thought you just didn't want to hang out with us. So that's why I thought you left, because you never hang out with us, or me, or any of my friends. So, yeah, honestly, that's all I have to say, so.
Okay, Now that you both have stated your issues and what you want to talk about, we need to make an agenda so we can put in order what we want to tackle first. Some people tend to put the most important first, so if you think the schedule is very important or I know the bowling is a big issue for you, put that first, or you can put the little issues first, get those out of the way, and then handle the big issues that might take a little longer, it might get more involved and more upsetting to you guys. So go ahead and decide what you think is most important to talk about first.
I would say schedule.
Do you want to go with the hard things first? Or the easy things first?
I don't care.
I would say the easy things, just to
Okay.
get them. I agree, just to
You
get them
both
out of the
okay.
way.
So which ones do you guys think are the easiest?
I think just the utilities, I think we could figure
Okay.
out, because I think we both have similar ideas on that. I just didn't know about it.
Okay, so that will be tackled first. Second,
Probably boyfriend situation, just because.
yeah, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. It's a lot easier than you want to.
boyfriend and friends,
Yeah.
having
Mhm.
friends over. Okay.
The disorganization or organization of.
Oh, okay.
Being messy. Okay.
And I would say either bowling or.
I think bullying is the biggest issue, so I think we should start schedule.
Okay.
If that's okay with you. I don't wanna bully it.
Schedule will be the 4th and the 5th will be bowling. Is there anything, is that all that we got?
That's all I have, yeah. I
Okay.
don't know, just give me
Is that all you use your list?
For the most part, I would say.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, let's go ahead and tackle the utilities. Again, this is an issue for you if you would like to start. And we'll try to just you two work it out, and I'll be here in case it gets too heated or anything, and being clarifying questions.
Okay. Basically, I didn't care that you were going to use my utilities at first until you started breaking my things. That's what started bothering me, I would say. So it's not the fact that you're using my fridge and microwave. It's the fact that you broke my coffee maker. I'm pretty sure you broke my mug because that was cracked on the floor over by your stuff. And things like that. So I think that's why unconsciously I just started to get annoyed that you were using my other things too, because I don't want you to break my fridge or my microwave because you obviously aren't handling my things with care. If you were handling my things with care, then I would never have seen it as a problem from the start.
I just don't understand what proof you have that I broke a coffee maker, because you know for a fact that I don't use your mug.
This mark on
I've
your face?
never once used your mug. Yeah, thank you. I have never once used your mug, never. So I don't know why you would assume that I'm the one that broke it. You also can walk around our tiny little room, so just because it's towards my section doesn't mean that it's from me. And the coffee maker. The coffee maker, I don't understand why you think that's me, because I don't even know how I would break the coffee maker. Can you explain what's broken on it? Because then maybe we can figure out who did it or how it happened, because I didn't even know it was broken. That's how little I use it.
Well,
Maybe it was one of your friends. Just kidding.
you already told me I don't have friends that come over, which it kind of hurt me, but that's okay.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, we have to stay on the schedule.
Yeah, we do, but point of bullying right there, you're just meaning it.
Hey,
We're not talking about that.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but we have to stick to the agenda, and because it's a rule that what applies, so we made this agenda, and this isn't the order we'll be going in. So that will come last.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I just assumed, because one day I left to go study. It was a time when you were up. I made my coffee that morning. I came back later that night to make it, and it was broken. No one was over except for you and your boyfriend, so I'm not saying, I'm not trying to bring him in here, but it could have been, I just feel like it was your fault. It could have been him or you. But also with the coffee mug, it was on your side and shattered, so I don't know why I'd throw it on your side or anything, and I don't really come on your side because of the mess, and your stuff is on your side, my stuff's on mine, that's why. We're not, we're talking about utilities, no interruptions though.
Okay, I think this is already getting a little heated, so I think we need to call the clock in. caucus. I am going to walk Kelsey out. I'll be talking to you first. And again, we already went over what a caucus is. Confidentiality is key. We won't bring anything in unless it's stated that we're allowed to. So I'll walk you out. Okay. Hello. Okay. So I know it's early, and we already called the caucus. We could call multiple, but yes, it already was getting a little upset and already trying to skip to the bullying issue, and I understand that's a big issue. But we decided that utilities was first, so that's what we need to stick with. So what are your feelings on that?
My feelings are basically that I'm 90%, if not more, that she broke my coffee maker because, as I said, it was working that morning and I came back and it was all messed up, and I don't know how my coffee mug got shattered, but I wasn't in the room from that time period, and I also know someone must have used it because I always unplug it and it was plugged in when I got back and it wasn't working, and that's when my coffee mug was broken as well. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know who else to do it. Maybe she had some friends over. Maybe it wasn't her. Maybe it was her boyfriend or friends. But I know for a fact it wasn't me because I had unplugged it and it was all settled and everything like that. So
Okay, well, like, arguing about it, might not get you anywhere. So are there any things that you can come up with, like solutions that could fix this issue, if she broke it, or if she'll cooperate, like any solutions?
if she broke it, I wouldn't mind if she were to give me a new one. Or at this point, even if she just admitted it was her or her friends, I would be okay with that as well and end it there. It's just denying. I think it's frustrating me because I know I didn't do it. And that's what got me to, get a little salty about her using my fridge and everything like that, just because I know she broke that, but originally, yes, I did say we could share my things until this started happening.
So what I'm hearing from that is that either her buy you a new one, maybe pitch in a little money to buy a new one because you like your coffee, share, yep, and then, or if in admitting that, but like the big thing you want, the new one. Okay, perfect. Is there anything else you want to talk about in here?
No, that's not this topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get Kelsey and I'm going to walk you out. Remember that anything that was said in here is confidential. Do you want me to bring that back to the...
You can totally bring that back to the...
Okay, sounds good. So I'll walk you out. I don't hear. Okay, so I know the caucus was called a little early, and it's not the smallest thing, which I guess your issues are bigger than they seem. Do you have, so what would you like to, how do you feel about the utilities issue?
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to tell her because she judges my boyfriend a lot already, and the problem is me and my boyfriend got in a fight, and he got the coffee maker's not mine, it's hers, but he may have gotten a little heated and took the argument to a different level, and the coffee maker broke or whatever, and then he thought the mug was mine, so he dropped it on purpose to try to get back at me, but I can't tell her that, and I would if it wasn't for the fact that she was so against my boyfriend, because I would have just bought her a new one. I understand that's 100% my fault, and I talked to my boyfriend already, and he said that he would pay for it, but sorry, but I don't want to tell her that, and I don't want to admit it to her. Also because just everything that she does just gets on my nerves so much that I don't want to, this sounds terrible, but I don't want to buy her a new coffee mug, even though I know it's my fault. I'm happy that it's making her unhappy, which sounds terrible, but I think it's just because all of our other issues are just building up in me that I'm not even mad that our coffee mug, or that our coffee is coffee maker broken. But I understand that it's a smaller problem that we have than anything. So I might just tell her that I broke it, and so then at least it doesn't get into my boyfriend, because if she finds out it was my boyfriend, she'll make it a huge deal, and then it'll end up just another reason why she's trying to say that my boyfriend's not allowed and stuff. but I don't,
So are there any solutions, like, I'm hearing that you're gonna take fault for it.
yeah, I mean, I would take fault for it, but I really don't want her to know that it was my boyfriend.
Okay, so we'll keep that private, but, are there any solutions that you could, like, you said you would pay it back, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, well, my boyfriend, I'm not doing that, he's my boyfriend, but he said that he would buy her a new one and everything. It's just been bringing it up to her because of the fact that she, like, is so negative and so, like, treats me so negative and my boyfriend so negatively that, like, I didn't want to bring it up, but I will, and, because that's, I mean, just getting rid of that problem would start everything if we're gonna be trying to solve problems anyways.
Okay, perfect. So for the utilities, for the coffee mug, you'll pay for the coffee pot, or, through you, but your boyfriend will be paying for it. Awesome, so the only thing that you want me to keep confidential is that he broke it,
Yes.
so everything else can be brought back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I will go get her. Okay, so the things that I'm able to bring back to this mediation from the caucuses are that you just really want Kelsey to admit that she broke it, and paying for a new one would be nice, and that, or just pitching in a little bit to pay for one, and you'll still be willing to share it. You just want her to supply it and admit that she was in the wrong and she broke it. And you know for a fact that you didn't, and you haven't brought anyone into the room that would. And you decided that you would pay for the coffee pot or and the mug. So now you just need to work out what you want. If you want to pay for a new one, or you want to split it, or whatever.
Honestly, I believe that I should just pay for it, and then if that relieves some of the tension between us, then that would make me happier.
So you did break it?
Yeah, sure, we're okay. But I think that this is a smaller issue than we have, and I would rather it just be put aside, and if you're still gonna hold a grudge, like, I'd like to know now, because I don't wanna try to work through the rest of these problems if you're not going to, because I'm trying to be the bigger person right now. Not the bigger person, but I'm trying to be a good person towards you, because I don't want it to be a big issue. So, can we agree that I'll just pay for it, and we'll figure out a way to share the rest of the utilities without it being a problem?
We will indeed.
Okay, well,
I agree that you can pay for it.
Okay, is there anything else that, like, any more rules that you want with utilities? Because they are yours, and if you want me to bring my own stuff, I will.
I'm telling you that the only reason I was so upset over using my other things is because I knew you did it. And that's the reason I was getting frustrated when you used my other things, just because you wouldn't admit it. But
I honestly
agree that you can use my things, because now that you're admitting it and paying it back, I feel like you'll respect my things. And you can use it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
I just think that the reason that I hid it for so long and, like, that I didn't want to admit it to you is just the way that you treat me is so negative that I thought that if I avoided the topic and I, like, said that I didn't do it, that it would, like, help our relationship, and you wouldn't, like, I thought telling you, like, that the coffee mug was broken, or the coffee maker was broken because of me, would just create more tension in our relationship, and that, like, you would hold that against me, and that's what I didn't want to. So I thought that this is the best way to go about it, to not start another fight with you, because we already have so many issues. So I apologize. Next time I will be more truthful about what happened. I think that this is just one of the problems that stemmed from our bigger problems, that I think that's why we both get, like, so heated about it. So I apologize, and I will pay for it.
I accept your
You
apology.
can pick out a new mug and I'll buy it for you.
Okay, so perfect. So for the utilities, we came up with a solution that you will be paying for the coffee pot and the mug, or glue it back together. And you can go back to sharing her fridge and microwave and stuff like that, because you are okay with that. So that's good. We're good with the utilities? Okay, perfect. Let's move on to number 2, which is the boyfriend coming into the room in the friends issue. Again, I think this is more of your issue, so what would you like to start by saying?
I would first like to apologize by calling him creepy and everything like that. That was kind of rude, but he does make me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that you guys are really touchy, feely, and I'm just over there like, gonna go do my homework, like, I don't know what it is, or the fact that he gives me this weird look sometimes that, like, he's judging me, and that could be me. Could be me just reading into it, but that's just how I feel, so I would appreciate if we could work out some type of schedule where he would only come at certain times, and maybe you guys can hang out in the hallway even, so
Yeah.
we don't feel comfortable.
I'm willing to figure out a schedule with that, because honestly, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable in our room. I understand it's our room, and me and him can even split up time going between his room and my room. I didn't know that it was an issue, like I didn't know that it bothered you so much, otherwise we could have been spending more time in his room. It's just, our room's nicer, so that's why we're spending more time in ours, but if it's like a big issue for you, we could figure out a schedule, and then the rest of the time I can spend the time in his room, or whatever. Or honestly, even if you wanted to just get to know him, because I don't think that you know him well enough, and I think that you would actually really like him as a person, because he is really great. Yeah, that's it. So we could work out something like that to make it easier for you, because I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, and I want you to like him too. So we could try that too, but the schedule definitely is something that I would be interested in trying to do. So honestly, that's up to you too, because my schedule is very random. So if you have more of a schedule that you want me to follow, I can try to talk to my boyfriend and figure out if that works for him too. So
Okay.
is there a specific time?
Yes,
Can
we
we like
should
figure out
probably
a
set
time?
up this.
Otherwise.
Well,
Just so we're clear, because we don't want any more coming to this mediation, you spent your time and money. You don't want to leave the mediation and not have a set rule and then like be iffy if that's okay. So we need to make sure that there's a set schedule that you can follow.
well, he seems to come over, I would say 5 out of the 7 days of the week, maybe even 6. So if we could maybe cut that in half,
I mean, that's fine. Because
like at
we're
least
not-
in the room,
yeah.
like cut it in half in the room, and then
Okay.
maybe the other days you can hang out in his room or the hallway
Okay.
or something like that. I
So
usually,
maybe 2 to 3 days you can
Mhm.
come over. Is there a time frame that is okay that you can come over? 'Cause
I
I know
would
you go to
like, I
bed
go
pretty
to bed
early,
pretty early.
and I know you work, so.
So like, I guess the only time really would be a couple times a week after tennis before 9, because I usually go to bed 9:30, and
Um,
but I guess if you want me to work a couple days a week, he can come over anyway, even if I am laying down in bed earlier,
okay,
because I feel like that's fair.
this is a separate, it's not separate, but is there a time that we could have the room to ourselves? Like, I understand that like you want to split it up, but like, is that like, are we able to put that into it too, or
Indeed.
is there like this, like, is there a day that like, or is it just like one day a week we just have to ourselves? Can we just put that?
Is there a time that you,
from
like
after,
of class that you don't have class that you
I
would be
have,
on?
like
I have
after
classes.
tennis to 9, you could have like one of the days where
What
you're
times?
after tennis for
Yeah.
a little bit. And
I'll go to the library.
okay, so just one day a week.
Yeah.
Okay,
I does.
that's fine.
Perfect.
That
That
works
was
for
nice
me.
and worked out, ladies. That was nice. Okay. So we're good with the second issue. The boyfriend is allowed to come over 2 to 3 days a week. 1 day a week, you're allowed to have time alone, and you'll be going to the library. That time will be after tennis practice, in between when you'll be getting ready for bed around 8:30. You'll be getting ready. Is there any other thing? What?
No.
8:39. And is there, I know you said something about friends coming over too, is there a time that you need to work out for friends, or?
Honestly, I don't need to have my friends in the room. We can hang out in the hallway or whatever. It's not, that's not a big issue. Honestly, I was bringing my friends more over for you to get to know them, but if that's not what you want, like I can just go someplace else. Like that's not a big issue at all.
That would be fine for them to come. I don't really have people over, so.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so we got that resolved. Number 3 is the mess and being more cleaner. Again, this is an issue for you. Would you like to start by addressing the mess?
I would. I'm just a neat freak, and you can tell by my side of the room that I'm a neat freak. I walk in and just see see crumbs everywhere and your clothes everywhere and everything on your bed, and I get into your stuff and it's how you want your stuff. I mean, everyone's different when it comes to that, but because we are roommates, like, I get so bothered by it. It'd be nice if you just try to be a little cleaner. I mean, your desk, I see a rotten moldy sandwich from like, I don't even know how long ago, but that's been there for so long, it's been bothering me. And just things like that really get under my skin because it's just uncleanly.
My main issue that I'm having with this topic is that you've never brought it up to me before. If it really got, like, if it got on your nerves so much, like, I want us to have, we're roommates, so like, whether we're friends or not, like, we have to be open with each other about what we want. And I had no idea that my mess, like, bothers you this much. Like, I got that you were neat, and I thought you understood that I was messy. I thought that's why, you know, we separated the room into our halves, and it was not a good thing. But, like, if I have something on the side of my room that's really driving you insane, like a moldy sandwich, which I didn't even know I had, that's how messy my side is apparently, just tell me that, and then I can fix it. But, like, that's how I am, that's who I am. I'm messy, you're clean. Like, so if there's something that's, like, really bothering you, then I need you to tell me about it. Like, I'll try to clean it up. I can't promise that I'm gonna, like, clean the room or that it's gonna be clean all the time because I'm not a clean person. Well, that sounds bad, but like I'm not like a neat freak like you. So honestly the only thing that I could think of that I could like work on or at least work with you to like solve the problem would be if like we clean it like, well, not we because you're saying that was clean, but if I cleaned the room like once a week and then tried to keep it as clean as I could because within a week like it couldn't get that as messy as it is now. So if I cleaned it once a week, would that like be something that would be okay? Like, is that enough for you?
I wouldn't say it's enough for me, just because I am crazy about it being clean, and like sometimes I don't even want to be in my room. I get my sides clean, but it grosses me out to be in a room just because of all of your things everywhere. And it's not just like clothes that bother me, it's the food that bothers me. So if you could just tidy up every night.
Every night?
Every other night.
I just feel like that's asking a lot of me.
I'm not saying like make it spotless, like bleach, bleach, clean, clean, but like I'm saying like just, I don't know, put your clothes away every night or something small.
I don't want to agree upon that because I know that I'm not going to keep up with it. That's why we're in mediation for a reason. Like, I don't want to lie to you. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that, like, every night or every other night. Like, it's not, I'm sorry, but could we agree upon me trying to stay more neat? I'll try my best to stay more neat, but the one rule is that I have to clean up the food every night. Like, no matter what, the food is not an issue. Like, I'll always make sure that that's cleaned up. And my clothes, I mean, I'll try to keep under control, but some days, like, I'm too busy and there's just too much going on for me to clean the room.
Okay, so is that enough for you? For the mess, this is what we have resolved so far, is every night you'll clean and put your food away, but you'll try to keep the clothes as neat as possible. Is that okay with you?
I mean, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, I'll keep the clothes clean, but you actually doing it, I don't see it happening. So could we actually stick to the rule, like maybe every Friday or every Wednesday you'll clean your everything?
Yeah, 100%. I would do once a week, but I just didn't want to promise to every other day because that's unreasonable for me. So yeah, I would do once a week.
Once a week? Okay, so for the mess, every night you'll clean up your food, put it away, and one day a week you'll full out clean the whole side of your room. You'll put your clothes away, your food away, and anything else, garbage that's on the floor, any wrappers or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next on our agenda is the schedule, which is starting to get to the bigger issues. So this is more your problem, both of your problems, I guess, with each other's schedules. So whoever would like to start, go for it.
Okay, well, honestly my biggest thing is that I think honestly just the mornings. Like at night, I understand that you want to go to sleep at 9:30. Like I get that. Well, no, I don't. But like I can sympathize that you want to get your sleep because I also do. It's just the opposite time for me. It's the morning for me. So if because I know that you're not going to go to sleep any later. That would be unreasonable for me to ask. But if we could just agree that you'll work harder in the mornings, because like if I'm quiet at night, I try my best to be as quiet when I come in as possible, and if I'm not being as quiet, or if you think that I can be quieter, just tell me. I've been trying, but if I'm not, like I understand. But my thing is just at 6:30 in the morning you wake up and you're like, like it's just like a regular time to be awake. Like that's what bothers me, is like I can't sleep through like the microwave going off and like you like moving all your stuff and like like you're just, I feel like you're not as quiet as like, it's not even the moving stuff, it's literally just the microwave. That wakes me up every morning, and then I can't go back to sleep because then you are like getting ready, but that's just usual noise that I would like understand. It's the microwave, and that's, if I could just sleep later in the mornings and not be woken up by you, then I would be fine, because you going to sleep early, like that's something that like neither of us can change, and I can't change you wake up earlier. But if we could just figure out a way that like I could sleep through when you're waking up at 6:30 in the morning, then I would be fine with it. I would be better with it. So.
Okay, well, thinking about it, I don't have anything that really goes on for me until 9:30 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
So would it be okay to use a microwave around 8:15, 8:30?
Yeah. I mean, Friday and 6:30.
Because I'm trying to think, I don't know how else I can resolve that issue. I understand that it's probably annoying at 6:30 in the morning.
Hmm.
So, not exactly sure.
Oh, sorry, you can keep going. I just have another idea.
So basically it would be unfair for me to continue to use it that early, but it's also unfair if I want to work out and come back and make a cup of tea or something like that, warm up some water to make a tea. Me not being able to do that, I don't know where else I would go at that time in the morning to ask someone, hey, can I knock on their door at such an early time and be like, can I use your microwave because I want a cup of tea? Like, I have a microwave, I have tea bags, and I order them like tea.
Okay,
In the morning.
What time is this in the morning?
I used to do it, I did do it at around like
6:30ish.
Yeah, 6:30ish, but I'm trying to, I can probably do it around 8:30.
I have an idea that maybe could work even better. I don't know if this is completely out of the question for you, because it is your microwave and I would never say like you can't use it, but there is a microwave in the lobby downstairs, and if you're coming in anyways, like you're coming in from working out, so if you could just use that one and then like cook your oatmeal and then come back, or cook your tea or make your tea or whatever, and then come back in the room, like that would work better, so then at least you wouldn't have to change the time you're eating, because I know that like you're really strict on that, and I don't want you to have to change what time you're eating, but if you could just use that microwave, then at least I wouldn't be waking up to that noise, and then you could eat whenever you could eat whenever you wanted when I was asleep.
I wasn't aware that there was one down there, so I will be using that one now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so the microwave waking you up isn't an issue anymore because you use the one downstairs. Okay, should we continue with the rest of the schedule? Because I know the morning's not the only issue.
Yes, we should.
I don't really have any more issues with, like at night, I realize that at night, there's not going to be like, there's never going to be a solution. I'm never going to be like a morning person, and you're never going to be a night owl. So I think the only thing that I could do is just like accept it, and like,
I'll accept that you nap pretty much all day, so.
And I just want.
That way I'll go, it's okay, that way I'll go and do my workout in the lobby instead of trying to do it in the dark. And I understand you told me that I could turn on the lights, but I do still feel uncomfortable with that, so I'd be okay with just going out of the room.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's fine with me. And if you ever feel comfortable turning the light on, like, I honestly don't hesitate. Like, I'm a really heavy sleeper, like, when I'm napping in the day. It's just, like, mornings that really get me when you have the microwave. Like, during the day, I don't know why, I just sleep really heavy. It's just how I am.
Okay, perfect. So for the schedule, we decided that you can go wake up and be quiet when you're getting ready to go work out. But instead of using your microwave in your room, you'll use the one downstairs to make your oatmeal and tea, because she understands that Rachel, you have to continue your morning routine and you like to eat at certain times. Also, you decided that napping isn't an issue because you can go outside of the room. She gave you a solution to turn on lights, but you said that's all right. You still feel comfortable, so you'll do your homework outside and a nap isn't an issue. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the last is the biggest issue, which is the bullying issue. So you felt like you're being bullied and you feel accused, wrongly accused. So either of you can go ahead and start.
I guess I'll start. It's been since probably the first week of tennis that I've been feeling excluded, and from my point, I think I've tried, maybe it's not trying hard enough, but I feel like I've tried to get along with you guys, and there just comes a point where you just stop trying because what's the point? Like, I feel like I was never going to be accepted by you guys anyway, because it happened so early in the season. Like, I just maybe thought, oh, maybe college is just like this for people like me who, like, just kind of do different things than others, like, have a different schedule than other people. So I just let it go and thought that was the way, but it's really been taking a toll on me, like, that I really don't have anyone, and I get you think it's my point, or my problem, and my fault, but from my perspective, I feel like it wasn't, because I feel like it was right from the start when it all started happening. And, like, even, like, earlier, even this mitigation, like, you just started getting a little mean to me, and that's how I feel the whole tennis team is, like, you just kind of nag at me, or, like, get mad that I'm close to my mom, and things like that, like, that was wrong to say, you don't get mad, but I tell my family, I'm very family oriented, and I tell them everything, and, like, obviously you're salty about that, like, you were saying something, that, like, for me to tell my mom things about you guys, but I feel like that's different because it's family rather than friends, and you want to be accepted by friends, whereas you'll always be accepted by your family, so I don't like that you guys talk about me, and I've heard it, and I've witnessed it, and I get you think it's my fault, and I get you're probably about to tear me apart for it right now, but go ahead.
No, I don't. I honestly, I don't want to tear you apart. I understand that. Okay, it is a small team. I get that, and I've thought about this a lot. And it is a small team. It's hard for everyone to get along with everyone. And I understand that you don't fit in with the team, and that's always been something that's like happened. And I think that there's other girls on the team that don't fit in as well as like the rest of us do. There's definitely a group that is very close and spends all their time together. But there's also girls that don't exactly fit into that, but they also can still be with the team and get along with everybody and still fit in. They've just found their own niche someplace else, and I think that's what's holding you back. I think that you need to find other people that you get along with and that you can hang out with that are like you, because apparently we aren't. Like, tennis girls aren't the same as you are. Like, we don't have the same lifestyle that you do or the same mentality about things, and I think that's one of the main problems that why we aren't close, and just the fact that you don't ever open up to us. All of the girls, I know everything about all of them, and I always only know surface material about you. You never get past small talk with any of us, and I think that's the reason that you're not close with any of us. There's no disclosure with us at all whatsoever, and then you expect us to close things with you, and then when we do, you tell other people, like your mom or whoever. I don't want to bring her back into it because I know that's not part of it, but the fact is we're not going to tell you anything or want to be around you or talk to you if you're going to go and tell someone else everything we tell you. It's disheartening and it hurts our feelings, and it's harder for us. We can't include you in stuff if you're going to badmouth us to someone else, and that's the reason all of this started, I feel like, for you. Like, we have all tried to accept you multiple times, and we've all, we don't want anyone on our team to be left out, so we've always put in the effort, but you never respond and you never reciprocate with the effort that we put. So, and to be honest, I don't think that the bullying thing is an issue that just me and you can tackle. Like, I want us to be friends, and if this is a big issue within our room, then maybe we could figure out a way so, like, you can tell me what things you feel like I specifically do to bully you, and the other thing is, I don't enjoy that you say that I do or any of my friends are bullies towards you, because
you don't get it.
Bullying, not that I don't get it, I understand what bullying is, I'm just not sure you do, And I think that's what makes me so frustrated, is because you not fitting in with us is not us bullying you, it's you not fitting in with us. You're not friends with us. Like, that's not us bullying you, that's us not having a common friendship. That's what it is. So bullying is not the same thing. If anyone's bullying anyone, it'd be you are bullying us by saying rude things about us to other people and sharing disclosure towards other people. That's all I gotta say about that.
Well, what I have to say about that is you don't understand what it's like, or maybe you do at some point in your life, but from this point on, you don't get that it's hard to hang out with you guys when you guys already have all your inside memories, your inside jokes. That's all you continue to talk about. You always are talking about, oh, what you're going to do next, and because I'm already not in that group, I feel as if I never will be, because I never know what to say to you guys past small talk, because I don't know your lives, like you said, and yeah, granted, it might be my fault, but I think it's also your fault too. Okay. So it just bothered me that I feel like it's too late for me because I missed out on your guys' life, so it's gonna be hard for me to get in and obviously I don't fit in with you guys because I'm different, as you said, basically. So because of that, I need to find my own niche. Like, obviously you don't understand how hard that is if you are gonna tell someone to do that. That kind of made me a little salty towards that. So it's just because I've already dug myself in the hole since the beginning. I don't know how to undig the hole because I feel as if I'm already not a part of your guys' lives, which is, yeah, like I said, granted my fault, but at the same time, I don't understand how you expect me to be close to you guys and I don't know anything.
Okay, let me ask a question. Do you actually want to be friends with us? Like, is that like your goal? Like, you want to actually be friends with us? Or is it you just want to feel like you're part of the team? Because those are two 100% different things.
I want to be friends with you guys, but apparently I need to find my own niche.
I think
because I don't. You literally did it to me.
I think that I was talking, so don't interrupt me. I don't think...
I think another caucus needs to be called real fast. Yes, so I'm going to escort you out. Okay, so it just got a little heated and she was calling you out a little bit, and I want to make sure that you're okay, your feelings are intact, because I know you do think you're being bullied, and bullying is never okay. But can we talk about how you feel and like if there's anything we can do to resolve this?
I guess she's right on the fact that they aren't doing mean things to me, so I guess it's not bullying, but I do feel very isolated, and I feel like it's too late for me to get into their niche because I've already isolated myself, and I get that that's my fault, but it's hard for me to try to fit in with them when they've already talked about everything, boys, from all their problems to school to going out together, so that's what's hard for me. So I guess it isn't bullying, she's right on that, but I do still feel isolated, and it would be nice to actually get to know them. And
okay, is there anything that you could suggest that they could help or maybe start doing, like inviting you or anything like that?
Maybe if they invited me to lunch with them, like, more often, and granted they have before, but I have rejected that offer before, but I won't anymore because now I realize that I do want to be friends with them. So if they included me in more things and maybe went out of their way to ask me instead of just assuming I'm not going because, yeah.
Anything else? Maybe anything to do with the tennis team or like the social aspect or anything like that? No?
Not really, other than that, I just wanted to feel included. Because once I feel like I'm included with them, I feel like everything else will fall into place.
Okay, am I allowed to bring this back into mediation?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I will go escort you out and I'll have a caucus with her. Okay. So the bullying issue. I know you think you're not bullying, and she does, but is there anything that we can come up with to try to persuade her and change her into that you can come up with, that I can't come up with?
Yeah. I think would be like, we always invite her to things and we're always going to continue, like that's part of the team morale, like we're not vicious people. But honestly, I don't think that she's ever going to be our friend, but I mean, it would be better for her to try for anything, but honestly, I don't think that there's much else that we can do from our end, and she can continue saying that we're bullying her, but there's not much else I can do. I can't hold her hand to hang out with us, like I can't force her to hang out with us or tell us anything. So the only thing I can think of is if she starts telling, she starts like confronting us, like not confronting us, but like sharing more with us and being an actual friend rather than just being this basically stranger to all of us, and actually spend time with us, then that would be fine. I mean, I can't force her to like hang out with us or be friends with us. It's on her.
So you don't have any solutions? Just
I mean, that sounds bad. I want her to try. Like, honestly, there's not much else we can do. Like, we're a team. Like, but just because we're a team doesn't mean that we all have to be friends. And I feel like that was her. Like, I expected all of us to be friends. I expected her to be one of my best friends, but it didn't work out because she wasn't open with any of us. So the only thing I can think of is for her to try harder.
Okay.
And that sounds negative, but that's all I got.
So I can bring that back into the group. Would you like to, or would you like me to?
I'll bring back what I want.
Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna go get it. Okay. So during the caucus about the bullying, we she said I could bring back what we talked about. So what we talked about is she agrees that you're not bullying her, you're not being mean to her, you're not calling her names, that stuff. She just feels isolated and would like to be invited to lunch, and she understands that she has been invited multiple times and she has rejected that, but she from now on will not reject that. She just wants to feel like you guys went out of your way and it wasn't mandatory to invite her, because she does want to start a bond and like create a friendship with you guys, and she feels that you kind of just assume that she won't be attending any of the things that you invite her to, and now she feels like you guys don't even invite her because you just assume. So she would just like to be invited and won't reject.
Yeah.
You want to bring back what we talked about?
I honestly, like, we will continue inviting you, and it's not like required. It's part of being a team. Like, that's what we want for our team. We want a strong team morale, and we want everyone to be close, and we want everyone to care about each other. So, of course, we're going to keep inviting you no matter how many times, like, you say no, but there's a point where it comes to, like, we need you to put the effort in. Like, I would love to be close with you. I would love to know all about you. I'd love you to know all about me, but I don't like just disclosing like my own information to someone. If they're not giving me anything back, it feels like uncomfortable for me. And I feel like a lot of people agree with that, and that's why it hasn't been easy for you, because I understand like being shy. Like, I was shy when I first came here, like, you know that, like, so I feel like it would benefit you and the whole team for you to just open up and be friends with us.
And I agree with that, and I will admit that I have rejected many offers, but it's because of how I've already been feeling isolated. But I realize that the best thing for me is probably being involved in you guys' lives, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to make memories with you guys is if I start coming to things that you guys me to off and on the tennis court.
Perfect.
Okay, so since we finished and came with a resolution for that, let's go over what we talked about today and make sure we're all agreed upon on what we have concluded to. So for the first one, utilities, for the coffee mug, you decided you will pay for that, and you took full responsibility for that, and you can go back to sharing all your stuff because you're okay with it. You just wanted her to admit that she broke it because you know it wasn't her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For the boyfriend issue, we limited the amount he's able to come to 2 to 3 days a week, and only 1 day of privacy between tennis. Tennis ends at what time? 6. Okay, from 6 to like 8:30, he's allowed to come, and she'll head to the library to do her homework to give you privacy. So that's excuse me. That's for the third one, or for the second one. For the third one, we agreed that every night you'll clean your food up and you'll put it away, just to make sure that there's no bugs are coming in or anything, and to stay more clean. And 1 day a week, you'll full on clean the room, put your clothes away, put your food away, all of that stuff to satisfy Emily. And then the schedule, we decided that everything is worked out. The naps wasn't a big deal. You can still work out at any time if you are quiet, tiptoeing around the room to get ready. And you'll use your microwave downstairs that is provided from the school to cook your oatmeal and your tea. So, and then the last one we just agreed on is the bowling, and you decided that they aren't bowling you, agreed that, and from now on you'll accept their invites to whatever, to lunch,
Bless you, your friend.
to lunch, into activities outside of tennis, because you want to be friends with them, you want to create a bond, and so I think we worked out all the issues today, and hopefully the mediation has helped as teammates and as roommates, because you guys have a friendship and a relationship in both, and we don't want those to be vanished.
Very
Are
true.
we good here, ladies? Perfect. Thank you for coming to mediation today. I'm glad we could come to a conclusion, because I couldn't guarantee you guys that always happens, but you guys both worked well together, and I'm glad that you guys came up with your solutions.
Thank you
It
for
was
coming.
very nice working with you, ladies.